Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tasha Courtney, and this is my fiance, Dave Neal, and today we are talking dupes.
So Tasha, tell me a little bit about dupes, aka duplicates. What are we working with here?
Dupes are something that, I don't know, I guess I was introduced to them when I was actually shopping for our new place and trying to find nice furniture. There's this girl that I follow on Instagram. Her name is Kendra Found It, and she runs a blog where she just takes all of the very expensive Anthropologie, restoration hardware, furniture, and she finds dupes from cheaper places. Pretty much furniture that looks the same, tells the same story.
Well, when I was a kid, we called it off-brand.
Or like a knockoff.
Knockoff.
But this is kind of different. In
price
fashion,
shopping. We're price shopping.
Sure. Because when it comes to the outfits that they wear on Bachelor and Bachelorette, these are very expensive designer outfits. And you and I work in film and TV, so we know how it works. Designers loan stylists clothes in order to have their clothes featured. So a lot of these outfits that they're wearing have been pulled directly from high-end designers. They go on a rack in the stylist closet. They do a million fittings. They try on, they figure out what looks best. This is a great look for this day, for this date, whatever. And regular people can't exactly afford to go buy a custom couture gown from a designer. So
yeah, I can't afford custom couture. So I have this Hurley. By the way, do we even do this on purpose? We're matching. That's what you do.
That's how it works.
When you've dated for at least 2 years, I think you just automatically match. And I bought you that dress.
You did buy me this
dress.
So
not at Brandy Melville.
Yep.
I don't know much about Brandy Melville, but I know the ladies go crazy for it. So got that Brandy Melville dress. I buy whatever looks like Taylor Swift would put on an album cover, and then that's what you like usually.
Yeah, I would say that's a good vibe for me.
Yeah. So anyway, Katie Thurston, she's traditionally she's a thrift shopper. That's what she likes. But then they put her in these expensive outfits. We're gonna find a way to do it at sometimes a fraction of the price. I mean, it's not always. And my other question is this: price doesn't always dictate quality. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, let's just get into it.
Okay.
I want to show you some of the outfits that I found. Oh yeah, this is my blog. This is Tada Travels, but I did make a special blog post just for Bachelorette Fashion. If you want to go check it out, we can put a link in the description. That'll take you right there, and then you can bookmark the page if you want so that you can check back for updates, because I am slowly updating this page. It just takes a lot of time to find dupes. It's a lot of research, but that's why I'm doing the work for you, so you don't have to.
And I did want to say, to tease, after we go through this, we've got 2 questions from the audience that I'm going to read for you. Plus, at the very end, we'll share what your up-to-date subscriber count is, which is insane in the last 2 days, how many subscribers you've gotten.
Thank you, guys.
Stick around for the end for that. Just absolute insanity. But in the meantime, Tasha, it's all you.
All right. So first things first, I wanted to explain how I go about finding dupes. Now, some people will find for you exact knockoffs or something that looks exactly the same as the original. That's not really what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to find outfits at different price points that kind of give me the same vibe, the same feeling as the outfits that they're wearing on the show. And I've only picked my favorites. I'm starting with my favorites, the things that I'm most excited about finding copycats for. But I will be updating with more, and if you guys have any requests, I can try and look for specific items for you. But this is where I've started. So we're going here in reverse chronological order. I guess I can go down to the bottom, and we'll just start at the bottom and go in order of the episodes. Here we go. So this is what I pulled for episode 1. Of course, Katie's beautiful red dress. Now, this is a custom gown. Randy Rum, you can't even get it. You can't find it on his website. It's not even photographed on his website.
And by the way, you can click
I don't know
any
which
of these
collection this is from.
So if people want to shop here, they can click on the different.
Yeah, all of these images are shoppable. I've included links. I've included prices. This is not shoppable because you can't buy it on his website.
This one's my favorite. The middle to the left. That one's my favorite.
Middle left.
Yeah,
this one?
that middle left there. I don't know what it is. That one's immediately stands out to me.
Allure midi dress. Okay. Well, okay. So let me get back to how I went about choosing these dupes. So basically, I look at the style that she's wearing. And what are the things about it that stick out to me? What are the things that I like about it? Well, I like the V-neck. I like this high little bodice piece with the empire waist seaming.
Bodice being, did you mention this last time or is this a new term?
Bodice is
I'm speaking for all the people out there that are getting the
chest.
You know, you're the teacher and I'm like, we didn't learn that last year.
The bodice would be the upper portion. The skirt would be the bottom portion.
Good to know.
It's got thin straps. And it's got like a mermaid hem shape down here where it hugs the hip and then flares out.
Gotcha.
So when I was looking for dupes, I was looking for dresses that gave me that same vibe. And I've
showing off the curves, the hips.
Well, those three things specifically. I was looking for V-necks. I was looking for thinner straps. I was looking for waist details, and I was looking for flare because I think those are the things that are like the most, not necessarily obvious, but that's just like what makes this dress beautiful to me are the proportions.
These dresses are like a sports car. These are like you only take this out on a special occasion. This is like a dagger right here.
Exactly. Yeah, and not everyone has like a ball to go to.
Well, they always
every
talk about
month or like a wedding or a red carpet event or something. So that's the other thing I've made when I made my selections, I was thinking with other events in mind, maybe like a wedding or just like a fancy cocktail evening or a work party, something
or
that's
like
not necessarily having to be a full length gown, but just something that has the same vibe that can be worn for different types of occasions.
I feel like this is high school reunion when you want to show off to the mean girls that you still got it. That's what this is. This is your 10th year high school reunion, or in my case, 20th. But
So anyway, let me just quickly run through the options that I found here. I just chose 9 items. The cheapest one, $55, this lame wrap dress. And it's a mini skirt.
Yeah.
It's got the V, it's got the wrap detailing, it's got spaghetti straps.
Can I go in on it?
I don't want to click the links because it's going to take me off the page, and I just don't want to make it complicated. You can zoom in, I guess.
But that looks like if you let go, that looks like a maybe I can't. That looks like a nighty thing. That looks like a negligee.
It's like a silky fabric, and so I was kind of also paying attention to fabric detailing when I did this.
I'm trying to zoom out here. Sorry. Technical difficulties here. All right, you're in charge. I'm not touching anything.
No, let me get it back to centered because I don't like the way you've zoomed it off center. There we go.
Yeah, but that's something like, could you, like that, if someone wore that out, I'd be like, do you know you're in public. This is like a haymaker. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. That's like and it's also stop traffic outfit.
It's the $55 option. So it may not be lined. It may or may not be lined. You know, it might be something that you actually wear, like a Spanx or something underneath of it if that makes you feel
Katie
good.
loves her Spanx.
But yeah, we've got some options here. But this is the cheapest option. This is the $55 option. Now, the next option I actually feel like looks very expensive. This $175 option V-neck from Revolve. I just think it's beautiful. I love the length, the ankle length.
You got the same kind of thing going on with a little bit of the shoulder.
Yeah, just a little bit of sleeve, which I feel like it is nice. It still has the low V, and it's got the mermaid-shaped hem. Going down the line, I know you said you really liked the $219 Allure midi dress. That's more of a bandage, but I felt like it kind of did the same story. It shows off the cleavage. It accentuates the waist and the curves. We've got this full length $319 option. And then we have some gown options. Like if you really are going, I'll pull them all the way up so that your head's not in the way. But yeah, if you're going to a special event, a red carpet thing, I don't know, something expensive, then you've got some options that are, a little pricier here. This one is $598 and this one is $598 to $798, but a lot cheaper than whatever this custom gown is, that's for sure. And then moving on to Tayshia's heels, I told you I loved these shoes.
Oh my gosh, everyone's making me buy these $700 shoes.
You guys commented because I was like, who makes these shoes? These shoes are so beautiful. And someone sent me on my Instagram a link to the shoe, and it was $695. And I was like, love those shoes, not for that price.
Yeah, we're a slipper family.
I like my clothes cheap. I like my clothes on sale. I do not like...
20 minutes into you wearing those, you're going to be complaining, and then you're going to make me carry you home. So it's like, you get what you pay for. All right.
But for a special occasion, I don't know. I might let you buy me those shoes someday.
But anyway, this bow one looks stupid. Could you pull off that bow? Middle, second row, second from the top. This one right here. Yeah, this.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
No, well, actually, this one is actually, I think it's Jeffrey Campbell, and it's sort of a knockoff of a more expensive. There it is. This very last one in the middle here.
Okay. $1,000.
Yeah, so still very expensive.
For both shoes?
I did a full range of prices on the shoes here because I feel like shoes are an area where women sometimes don't mind to splurge. For example, like I love cheap clothes. I love clothes on sale. I would rather pay nothing for an outfit than pay a lot for an outfit. Some people like to spend their money on, I don't know, fancy cars. I like to spend my money on going out and getting food.
She's eating dinner.
I'm thinking about pasta. And, maybe jewelry. I'll splurge a little on like statement pieces, or like staples. Something
what do you mean
that I know,
statement pieces?
something that's just like very, very special, or something that's super classic. So like a staple, something that's like well made, a classic I know is going to last a really long time. I'll spend money on those things. But shoes are sort of like buying a designer bag. Like some people don't mind to spend a little bit of money on shoes because they're special.
But you've never spent $700 on shoes.
Absolutely not.
What's the most you spent?
I
A couple
have not.
hundred?
Yeah, probably.
I think the most I've ever spent on shoes is like $120 maybe.
But anyway, so I did a full range of price options here as well, starting with this $89 option. And, it was just kind of trying to find the same vibe as Tayshia's shoe. Right down here, this $695 second right by your head here. I'll just put it right in the middle above Dave's head. $695. Right, that's the original. That's the one that Tayshia is wearing.
Okay.
And I put it in this option because I wanted people to know that there are two heel height options. Hers was $695. Now the one next to it is $750. It's a half-inch shorter heel. I don't know why this exists, but two different stores carried two different heel heights. They look exactly the same to me, but different price points. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So we know this one, the center one, is the original. That's the one that Tayshia's wearing. And
she's already pretty tall, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not giving Katie a fighting shot to wear those heels.
But that's what that shoe looks like. So that's the vibe that I was going for. It's got like the little sling back feature, the bow. It's got a pointy toe. And a little bit of a heel. So those are the things I was keeping in mind when I was looking for these options. Black, these ones up here have a little baby heel. There's like the mule option, the slide option. Most of them have like a little sling back detail, a little bow detail, some embellishment. But just, I felt like these are nice options for a classic shoe.
Well, let me ask you this, because obviously for me, like sneakers and comfort's very important, even in your dress shoes. Can you notice the difference with the more expensive shoes, that they are more comfortable, or is that all kind of? Maybe sometimes. Yeah,
I've found that like certain cheap shoes that I've bought tend to like fall apart quicker, maybe are a little more blistery, but all shoes require breaking in, so I don't know. Wear them around the house with socks on.
Yeah, and if we remember this scene, when they snuck up on Katie, they weren't even wearing their shoes. So they
were probably in slippers.
Yeah,
right?
Oh, no, I think they were barefoot or something. But yeah, they weren't messing around by that time of the night.
So let's go back up to episode 2. I pulled just a few items that were my favorites from the show. I loved Katie's green dress. I just thought it was so stunning. And this is the original. It is $2,200. That's a lot of dollars for a dress.
Yeah.
So again, I'll just talk
you only get one sleeve. What do you got to pay for both sleeves over there? $2,400?
$4,500. I'll talk you through how I was going about this, and this is good for you guys if you want to like know how, when I don't have it on my website, to kind of like take something that you see on a show, on a movie, online, whatever. If you see a look that you really like, you can kind of train yourself to tune into the details to identify for yourself what it is you like about it. That way, when you are shopping, if you want to replicate the look, you know what to look for.
Okay.
So here, it's the one shoulder sleeved dress. It's got the waist detail, a little sash, and it's got a slit. You can't really see it in this photo, but when she was walking, she had a leg out. So we have the little wrap slit detail. So when I was looking at cheaper options, I'll just try and scroll down so I can get the whole picture in. This cheapest option that I found was a $68 dress from Revolve.
Okay.
Molly one shoulder. Now, it's a mini dress. It's not a gown, but this is, a way to replicate this look for a different type of event. Maybe
It's
this
very
is a little
Tinkerbell.
date night or a girls' night. Honey, green is very in right now.
Yeah, but if she had wings on, she's Tinkerbell.
But she doesn't have wings on. She's probably got a really cute little bag and some cute little like heeled sandals, and she's out with her friends.
Now, can I ask? Can I? One of the questions that was asked is appropriate here. Can I?
Sure.
So if we just go back here for 1 second and take a look, the question that I had, and I want to make sure I get the right one. That's the wrong one. Here's the question I had. Dave asked a brilliant question. Thank you so much. At what age do you transition into this type of style? I just had a birthday and realized I really need to update my style wardrobe. It hasn't changed in a very long time due to a combo of denial and being broke. LOL. I'm talking pleather broke here. So when I see this, I see like, you go from college where everyone's kind of just wearing casual jeans, t-shirt, whatever it might be, and then all of a sudden it's like, is this early? Like, can you tell like, all right, this would be good for someone in their early 20s, and then they'd move, late 20s into something more elegant, or 30s, or whatever the case may be, or is it just kind of your vibe?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think vibe has a lot to do with it. Personal style, personal comfort level around your body. I think all of these things kind of play into it. But yeah, this first dress here, this $68 Molly one shoulder, is probably not a dress I'm going to buy. My personal style leans more towards this second option, the 204 wrap up sweater. Now, those are two very similar looking dresses. They're both mini. They both have like a little, they're showing a little skin. The one is one shoulder, the one is V. But my personal style, I think, leans more towards this second option, this 204 wrap-up sweater option, when we're talking about mini skirts. I feel like that one reads a little older. It's still a mini, but it just
reads older because
like
it's not hugging as much like a mini dress, like the mini dress.
Yeah, a wrap dress you can kind of like tie it a little looser or a little tighter. You can style it with like a little bit of blue sun.
Not that I have any issue with at what age people wear clothes, but it's if you don't feel comfortable like jumping from college to formal gown,
I think that totally is the thing that happens, especially for people whose weight has stayed the same. If your body type hasn't changed since high school, you probably haven't had to spend money to update your wardrobe. It would be something that you would really like have to think about if you're not constantly buying new clothes. I'm not a shopper. I don't constantly buy new clothes. So for me, I definitely think about it. There are transitionary periods in people's lives. You go from being a student to maybe being an intern in an office space, or maybe you like transition into like a little more like elevated, like corporate office environment. And when you make these like transitionary steps, you might have to adjust your style to fit into your surroundings.
Yeah,
so if you're working in a corporate office, you might have to go out and invest in some new nice slacks, as my grandma would say, or like some nice blazers or some nice blouses. Those aren't things that a college student is gonna have in their wardrobe.
Yeah, but you interned at a couple fashion designers. Did you feel comfortable with your wardrobe going in there? Was it very chic when you were in New York? Because you came from the Midwest to New York. That must be a leap.
My style has changed every time I've moved anywhere. I worked, for example, at a corporate office in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I went shopping for that trip. That was like my first like big girl job, and so I definitely like went out and tried to buy some things that I thought looked appropriate for like what makes sense in a design office, like a little more conservative. But they're not super formal there. It's not like working in like a law firm or something.
But you've got some of those
suit every day.
I was gonna say you've got some of those sports jackets in your what's it called, Poshmark. I know that because I took the photo there. You've got a couple like versatile sports jackets.
Yeah, I've sold a couple little blazers that I don't really wear, but I had to shop specifically for that job. Now my next job, I lived in San Francisco. San Francisco is a very cool town. This was the first time I had ever really been around people with like full tattoo sleeves, like in the office.
Bohemian, no?
Your mom, or my mom always told me, like, yeah, you can't have tattoos. If they show, you won't be able to get a real job. Not true.
You get a pay raise in San Francisco. You get a nice sleeve.
But yeah, so San Francisco is very cool. So I kind of had to change my style again then. Then I moved to New York. New York, all black, all day, every day.
A lot of black in New York.
A lot of people wear a lot of black. It's very versatile. You can dress it up. You can dress it down. So my wardrobe became very black. Then I moved to Los Angeles, and everyone wears athleisure all the time. I was a girl who was raised in a very conservative household. I wasn't wearing leggings in public. You didn't wear leggings outside. In New York, you didn't wear leggings on the subway.
LA's a
Did you want to
pajama
get
city.
groped? So, when I moved to Los Angeles, my whole personal style had to change again. But my point is, you go through these transitionary phases in your life. I certainly don't dress like I did when I was 20 anymore. I just wouldn't feel comfortable in a short skirt or something that was too tight. It doesn't suit me anymore. So I prefer to wear things that are like a little breezier, a little roomier.
Well, maybe we could do this. For the commenter that left that comment, tell us where you live, what do you do? And maybe we could throw out some suggestions on a future video. And if anyone else has any other questions, where you live, what you do, we can just spitball.
Yeah, I could actually make a video about staple styles, solid basics that every person should have.
Little black dress,
one of
sports jacket,
each
maybe
thing in their wardrobe that's gonna get them covered for all different scenarios.
Cool. And thanks so much for that comment. Appreciate it, guys.
So I don't want to spend too much time going over these dresses one by one, but I did want to explain to you how I made these picks. So, I picked out things that had one shoulder. I picked out things that had slit. I picked out things that had nice draping action, and I picked out things with sleeves.
Now, let me ask you this. I'm sorry to interrupt. What does the slit say to you? In what environment would that be? Formal? Obviously, we're just nothing business.
I think a slit, it doesn't say. I think it's just I don't
because
think
you can
it's
wear it
saying
and not
anything.
show it off, right? It's kind of based on your pose, no?
Well, and all of these girls are posing with a leg
Right.
out, but you've got to remember this is a photo shoot, so they're stationary. But if you were wearing this to an event in real life, you'd be walking around, you'd be dancing.
It wouldn't be
you'd
as obvious.
Mingling. You wouldn't be standing with your leg out. You'd just be standing, and people might get a glimpse of movement in your dress when you're walking around. So, I don't think a slit is saying anything. I think it's just part of the overall look and vibe. But I think any of these options would be really great for guest at a wedding, other special formal events.
That's if you're single and you go to a wedding and you're looking to, enjoy the weekend. That's what you wear right there. You send a message with that slit. You didn't say it, but I'm saying it. You're sending if I'm the single at a wedding and the bridesmaid's got the little slit and she's posing with her leg out like that.
These are just all really beautiful options. And I felt like they said the same thing as Katie's very expensive dress, but at a much more affordable price point.
I don't like that middle one with the shoulder pads, the big ruffly shoulder one. Yeah, that one.
Puff?
Yeah, that looks like evil stepmom.
The puff is very on trend right now.
She looks like she's going to complain to the management about that.
But it's true that because I am not a person who likes to spend a lot of money on clothes or likes to shop a ton, I probably would not buy this $298 puff dress because that puff is very trendy to right now. So I would rather buy something like the dress to the left of it, the $298 one shoulder.
Which one would I buy for you?
Classic. And I feel like I'm going to get more longevity out of this purchase. I could wear this now and I could wear it again in 10 years and it would still look nice.
Okay, but knowing me, which dress out of these do you think I would buy for you? Out of these
out
nine.
Of which ones?
Out of
the top 9?
Yeah, top 9, yeah. Which one do you think I would pick out, knowing what I think you would like?
For what event?
Just an everyday, just a gift.
The 204.
Okay, I was actually going to do the 215, the top right. But that would be a good one too. But I know sometimes you like something that you might wear to a beach and go out after or something like that. I don't know if that's exactly it, but just that kind of style. I don't know what you would call that.
Yeah, just a little one shoulder with draping, ruching details. Yeah, so I thought all of these were really lovely. Okay, Tayshia's jacket. Wow, this jacket sold out literally everywhere online after Tayshia wore it. Every shop that carried this jacket was sold out of it. And I'm sure, nobody made massive volumes as far as purchase orders for this specific jacket. You know, this is obviously a lot.
It's like the
rhinestone fringe.
But it's like the safest purchase you can make because you know it's going to last forever. You know, even if it's not that in style, that you can wear it to something and it says what it is.
We would have it forever because we like to go line dancing, but and this has lots of flair. But yeah, for most people, this would be like very much a statement piece. This is what I was talking about when I said a statement piece. You know, people don't mind to splurge on something that's like very unique, very special, something that like just really feels like their personal style. But anyway, so this is still available. I linked it below the photo, and the photo is clickable. The one place it's in stock, myteresa.com. It's still very expensive, $703, 40% off. Still very expensive, but it is in stock.
Wow.
So if you want that jacket, that's the one place online you can still get it.
That Raya one's a good deal. The top middle?
Yeah. So again, I picked out 6 jackets. As far as like specifically rhinestone and denim, there were not a lot of copycat options out there, but there were good fringe options at different price points if you just like want to try out the fringe trend. This $88 one, it's like a white leather or pleather. I thought it was so beautiful. And then, yeah, 108 right here, Raya rhinestone. I think this one came from Revolve. You know, this, the one that Tayshia's wearing is the $700 version, and the one on this model here is the $100
it looks like
version.
The tassel's got weed whacked.
Tiny little rhinestones. You know, this is $100 worth of rhinestones. This is $700 worth of rhinestones. But it still does the job.
Can you get like rhinestone extensions? I feel like you should sell those on Amazon.
Sew on. Honestly, though, this is like, if you're crafty, if you like to thrift, if you have your own like worn out denim jacket that you just want to jazz up, you could literally buy a tape of rhinestones and sew it on yourself.
You know, I think our friend Leah, my cousin Leah in Michigan, I think she's the one who said she did her own rhinestones or her own, I'm sorry, what's the fringe part called?
Fringe?
Yeah, the fringe. She did her own fringe.
Yeah, no, that's something you absolutely could do. If you're crafty, I mean, people, what is that embellishing thing that people do where they stick on their own rhinestones? There's like it was like on infomercials for a million years.
Yeah.
Bedazzle.
Bedazzle, that's
it. You know, you can bedazzle your own jacket. You can also sew in your own rhinestones, or you could take it to a tailor.
Would it always go at the same? Would it always go at the same underneath part? Like, what's the seam called? Is that called something?
This underneath your arm towards like the inside of your wrist. Oh, let me put it on camera. Is your inseam. On this jacket, that would be like an outseam.
Oh, outseam, okay.
Not all jackets would have an outseam, but it would be easy for them to like, for someone who knows what they're doing, or anybody really could figure it out, to like put that tape of rhinestone across the yoke and just follow a straight line down the arm.
Are most clothing going to have an inseam and an outseam right there, or would it be on the side? Is there a reason why it's right there? Is it to hide it normally?
It's under your arm,
okay.
Yeah, the inseam.
All right.
But yeah, so $100 version of this really beautiful jacket. And then I just put a couple other options. We have the faux suede option. I really like this teal, and it's got the fringe that wraps around the sleeve.
I like the color, but it looks a little baggy. It's hard to find, just like we talk about leather, it's hard to find a denim that fits you right. You know, like if it's too big, there isn't going any back there.
Well, you could, you know, a lot of jackets tend to have like a wider shoulder seam. So you could potentially size down. If you feel like it's going to be shaped a little round, you could potentially size down, and maybe the armhole would be a little smaller so you wouldn't be able to wear like a bulky sweater underneath of it. But, you know, you try it on, send it back if it doesn't fit the way you want it to, and size down. I liked this fringe crop faux suede 128. I really liked this 209 London vegan suede because this one has the fringe that goes over the shoulders and down the front. They've got like a seaming detail that has the fringe here, and it's got the little V. And then this 589, I thought this one was so great. The fringe is really long. It's right above Dave's head now. White. It might be leather, it might be pleather, I'm not sure. But the 598 with the long fringes on the front and back. Thought they were just super beautiful. If I had money to splurge, I might splurge on this 589 tassel.
No grape juice, no red wine with that outfit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to.
All white in this one.
OxyClean.
Very carefully. All right, now the boots. I really liked Tayshia and Kaitlyn's boots. But they're very Western. Well, definitely Tayshia's are very Western. Let me scroll down so we can get a close up on the ones that they were actually wearing. And Tayshia's has got like the very classic Western details, and it is a calf height boot. It's like, you know, a tall, almost like full height boot. So for somebody that's not really ready to go like full cowboy, but wants to try out a white boot, I threw in some options, and I try to keep those like Western details in mind. But maybe some options that are a little more everyday wearable.
Yeah, this is something I feel like that would be hard to work into your wardrobe if you've never worn cowboy boots before, you know?
But boots are super trendy, and they can be Western or not. Like from moto, there's so many different styles of boot.
But this middle white one looks like toddlers and tiaras would wear this. Just all bedazzled, like, hey, Gare, you know.
But it's, you know, it's got all the Western
Whereas
detailing.
the middle right one looks like something you might wear, I don't know, with a dress or something.
Now, the ones that she's wearing, they are about $200, $199.50. You can get them at, at Boot Barn, Country Outfitter. There's a few other places online where you can buy it.
I can smell these boots right as we talk. I can smell the leather.
You can smell the inside of a boot.
I love the smell of a boot.
I really like this cheapest option that I found, this 148 New Frontier. It's got the Western detailing, but it's super, super subtle. It's not quite as high. It's going to be just above the ankle. And I feel like that's something that you can just wear with like a pair of jeans. It could be bootcut jeans. It could be skinny jeans. It could be wide leg jeans. It could be crop jeans. And it's going to give you like a hint of that Western flavor, but not look over the top, not look toddlers and tiaras.
Which type of jean would you guarantee this would work with? Because that's the first thing I would say is, where do you tuck it in? Do you put it over? Now, they both tucked it in here, but of course, Kaitlyn's kind of, I mean, she's got a jumpsuit, so it's kind of a character-y look anyway. But I feel like I would wonder where to put the jean, like tapered.
Well, it depends on the, you know, obviously Tayshia wore a skinny jean here, so hers went in easily. If you're wearing a boot cut or a wider leg jean, let it go over the top.
Yeah.
If it's cropped, it shows off your shoe. I mean, that's all very in style right now. We talked about how like skinny jean is out, wide leg jeans are in, so rock those wide leg jeans
these days.
The next option, this $149.95, it has more of a rock and roll vibe, but it's sort of it's similar in that it's got like the Western detailing, the curve at the front, at the leg opening. And then I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each of these, but I just thought these all kind of told the same story, but gave people the option to like experiment, dip their toe into boots,
hey,
and and have some fun. This $495 Rag and Bone is probably it's the most expensive option of the ones that I found. It's also the least Western. This is more just like a plain white leather boot. If you like the white leather boot, but you're not ready to go full Western, that one works. I only pulled 3 options for Kaitlyn's boot. The
how many cow?
There are other options out there, but I'll get to that. Hers are not too expensive for a boot. You know, boots are very pricey. The original one, the one that she's wearing, Dingo, $149.95. You can get it at Nordstrom. But it is a full, like, you know, it's a full height over the calf, very Western looking boot. So if you want to try the cow print, but you don't want to go crazy, here are some options. The little ankle booty, $99.95 to $120 Bonnie boot. Super cute. This mule, I adore, $125. And then a bigger print, not such a busy cow print, is this $314.95 Daggett boot. I thought they were super cute. There were other cow print boot options out there, but I really liked how her boots have the darker heel. Yeah. It's like black, more tonal with the cow print. Some of the other ones I found had like a wood heel, and I just felt like it clashed with the cow print a little bit. So this is my favorite way to do the cow print.
Yeah, Kaitlyn, she really milked this look. I think wow. By the way, I don't know if this was local news or national news, but we had a cow outbreak in Los Angeles yesterday. About a dozen cows escaped
or more.
I thought escaped it was like 80 slaughterhouse, and they had cowboys with lassos. Lassos. I don't even know, running around town trying to catch these cows. I was like, what world are we living in? Oh, so you finally found a photo here.
Yes.
You had to hunt for this photo.
I had to hunt for this photo. So I don't know if any of you guys have been following. I said that I really loved this silver dress. I thought Katie looked really nice in it, but they didn't feature it a lot in the episode. And none of the blogs had it online. You know, there are a lot of blogs that find the exact
everything. Where'd you find this photo?
I hunted. I don't know.
Did Katie send this to you?
No, no.
I'm sure this looks like it's out of Katie's closet.
I feel like this was probably a stylist photo. Probably a stylist. You know, they were trying on outfits. Probably a stylist. Well, what
it was somewhere. What a lot of people don't know is if you're on a TV show or whatever, you literally take photos when you put every wardrobe on.
You test
stick your
every
hands
outfit.
Out. You show your neckline, so that way, not even when you test it, but when you're shooting something on camera. So if they ever have to go back, they can look at you and say, all right, Katie wore this on this scene. She had that
reshoot.
ring.
If they have to reshoot because a boy does something wrong and they got to throw him out of the house.
Yeah,
gonna put her in the same outfit. Anyway, so I really loved this dress. None of the blogs were linking to the original. So maybe, you know, it's not a crazy designer dress.
That's a New Year's Eve party dress right there.
Maybe it was one of her personals. We don't know. We don't know where this dress came from.
We do know that Katie is provided several outfit options per day for several months, but she's also bringing her own stuff, and they're going to choose a mix between the two.
Well, I would say any star of the show wardrobe is gonna ask you to bring options, and they're gonna bring you a ton of options. Yeah. That's just how it works.
Now, would you say that you've got the same neck thing happening here with the one lay over the other? What would you call that?
So my dress that I'm wearing, let me move my microphone.
Move your mic out of the way.
My dress that I'm wearing is a true wrap. It has a piece that goes on the inside and a string loops it through, and it has a piece that goes over the top and it ties. It looks like the dress that she is wearing. Is there anything
on the back of your dress?
No.
It just ties right there.
It wraps in the front just like a robe. The dress that she is wearing looks to me like a faux wrap dress.
Gotcha.
Meaning that the two panels do cross over each other.
But they kind of stop right there.
But they're going to be seamed at the side seams on the inside. So, because she has no tie around her waist, there's no like pulling it through. It's just one piece wrapped over the other piece.
Gotcha.
But let me just quickly go through. Man, this is turning into a really long video.
Yeah. Hey, if this is it, people, you're getting your dose here.
I really liked the faux wrap. I liked that it had like the ruching details across the waist. I feel like it really accentuates curves. I liked that it had the V.
She looks great in this.
And I especially liked that it had sleeves. I feel like just like you were talking about sort of like people wanting to like dress their age or whatever. For me, there are certain instances where I don't want to wear a tank top. Like I don't want to wear a sleeveless dress. Sometimes you want to wear a sleeved dress, and I feel like that's a really good length of sleeve on the dress that she's wearing.
Now, I'm sorry, we finished?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm learning all these terms, and our audience probably is as well, which is always good to know. Does this faux wrap help elongate her as well, like we talked about in one of your other videos, where it's kind of tying up?
I
like
think
it's tight.
You can't really see in this picture that I pulled off the internet because her hands are in her middle, but one of the best features about this dress for like accentuating your dressing for your body type or whatever would be the ruching detail. I feel like the ruching detail, it doesn't necessarily elongate her, it's a mini, but with this ruching detail, it's really highlighting her curves. It's highlighting her waist. It's like creating a visual contour there. So that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about this dress. So anyway, back to the dupes. I found some good options. We don't know anything about this original dress. We don't know if it's very expensive. We don't know if it's vintage. We don't know if it comes from like a really affordable store.
I'd buy you that middle one right there.
Which
one? Aubrey mini dress, the 186. You would look great. I mean, that's a mini dress with sleeves. Do I have that right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is more of a wintry dress. This is something that I could wear to like a club in New York. Because New York gets so cold.
You're saying the middle dress there?
Yeah, the one that you like.
Yeah, you look like that's like a cyborg in a like a futuristic music video, or like a Bond villain right there.
Or this is great for a holiday party. You know, something like I was looking for dresses that sort of told the same story as the dress that Katie wore, which would be mini sleeves, obviously metallic colored.
Why is metallic so New Year's? That's a New Year's thing, like silver.
Yeah, it is. I think it's
Is it like a snowy kind of thing?
I think
elegant.
disco ball. I don't know. I think it's just become part of the tradition. So yeah, a lot of these work for holiday parties. But anyway, the cheapest one I found was a $27 version. And I really think it tells the same story as the one Katie is wearing. Now, it doesn't have the wrap. It's not a V-neck. It's got more of a cowl shape going on at the neck. But it has the sleeves. It's a mini. And all the draping sort of has the same effect of like all the ruching that she has at her waist.
Isn't it weird how
$27?
But isn't it weird how knowing it's $27, I'm looking at it more critically than like if I thought that you could have told me that was $500 a minute ago, but now I'm like $27. This looks like a piece of crap. You know what I mean?
Well,
there's something to be said about the price.
It's true that if you're buying something that's on the more affordable end, it's probably not going to come like with the nicest detailing. You know, it may not have a lining, so you might have to wear a slip with it.
But you know, one of my favorite suits is the cheapest suit I've ever bought, an H&M suit. It fits well. It's probably not made well, but it's like it fits nice.
And it has done the job. And so that's the point. It's like, you know, if you're buying something for just like a one-off event and you're not expecting it to last you a lifetime, don't spend a fortine on it. Just buy the cheapest option and make it work.
And if you find out you like that style, then maybe you want to invest in a better one.
Maybe you want to invest in one, or if it's just like a style that like you feel like $1 million in, it really suits your shape, it hugs in all the right places, then you know, spend more money on a piece that feels like your style. For the commenter who said, how do I transition into a kind of a more adult look? The $27 is a good option. Try it out. See how it looks on you. You know what I mean? But yeah, then these two $89 options, they were a little bit longer length, but they did have that wrap detailing. They had a V going on. They don't have sleeves, but they do have wider shoulders. Like just a little, like baby cap. What does that do? A wider shoulder. What does that? A wider shoulder makes everything else look a little thinner. There you go. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very it's like, you know, I don't know if phallic would be the right term, but like the female, like the phallic's the male term when something looks a certain way. Like it's like, you know, like. It's when something looks like. Yeah, but like the necktie, they say that's like a phallic. It's like pointing to that's what they say. It's like literally pointing. It's there. That's Google it. But I'm just wondering, you've got the V-neck that's like it's like here are the goods. Well, the V is zone A. This that we've talked about. This is zone A. When someone meets you, they're looking at you in your eyes, and so like you want all the action. Yeah. Just in this well, you think zone. I'm creepy, but I'm gonna Google that. I think there's something to it there. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I just put in a few other options that I felt like told the same story: V, wrap, bodycon, sleeves, and so we've got options from $27 all the way up to $435. Okay. And then for Tayshia's dress, this dress is so beautiful. It's Fendi, which means it's expensive. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Yeah, $1,729. That's a lot of money for a small dress. It's made out of gold? It's made out of solid gold. Anyway, so I did the same thing. I looked at her dress. What do I like about it? It's fitted through the hips. It's got a little bit of blouson at the waist. It's got the drapey cowl neck. I don't like it. So that's what I was looking for. But this is very classic. This is a nice elevated style. It's a little older. So someone who's maybe not trying to dress like a club girl is going to feel a little more classic. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. It just looks like it doesn't show her body off. Not to say it has to be sexy, but it doesn't like feature. I think it shows her off in all the right ways. She's got beautiful curves. It's highlighting her curves. Yeah, what do I don't know anything. I don't claim to know anything here. I think she looks wonderful in this dress. But anyway, I was able to find 6 options that I think kind of told the same story. The cheapest one is $183. It's got the metallic. It's fitted through the hips. It's got the cowl neck. Then I have another cowl neck next to it, the $265. Would you say cowl neck? Cowl. What does cowl neck mean? It's just like a big U shape with all like an extra. It's extra drapey. Like if you look at what she's wearing, that's a cowl neck. Cowl neck. We learn something every day, folks. It's gonna be on the quiz tomorrow. Cowl neck. But yeah, so a longer length down to the knee. Then we have a midi. You know, almost. It's probably mid-calf length cowl. So I like that. That's got that same mermaid kind of vibe on the top right one there, where it hugs around the hip and then flows. I think that's more the pose that she's doing. Okay. But yeah, there's a little bit of movement at the bottom of the hem. And then we have a 348 version. It doesn't have the like fitted at the hip and waist portion with a little bit of spill, but I still think it says the same thing.
Yeah, that's another great New Year's Eve one right there. Good shimmer.
And so these options go from $183 to $485. And this is what I found. So I don't know.
Good work, honey.
I don't know if anyone actually finds this interesting, but
well, if they're listening still, they are, or they fell asleep, or whatever the case may be. But I think there's something to be said about going through the fashion. You know, the clothes you wear, how you present yourself is very important.
I know that when I went into fashion design. That's what I went to school for. When I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of money, but I loved fashion so much. I just felt like it's one of those things. It's creative. It's your own personal like taste and a way to express yourself. And I was always reading like all the fashion magazines, like Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, and I was looking at all the tears, and I was like, man, I wish I could have this outfit. And that's why I got into fashion design, because I started playing with just fabrics and sewing and tying and mocking up things that like I couldn't find in stores. But I knew I wanted to try and wear.
I gotta break this up. Check this out, guys. We just did this. We had no idea. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
You guys!
High five. Give me a hug. Congratulations.
Oh,
that's wild.
You. Wow, 2 days.
I challenged people 2 days ago to say let's get this girl monetized like next month, and she got to 1,000 subscribers in 2 days. Look at your face. That's amazing. Now look, you have to get to 4,000 watch hours along with 1,000. So you've checked off one of two things you need for the YouTube channel.
Look, my watch time is 500, so I'm 1/8 of the way there.
And that doesn't include today. Okay, so that's only yesterday. That updates after today. So you're actually closer. And after this video, you're probably going to be closer. You're doing very well.
Because I rambled. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm very sorry for rambling.
The devil's in the details. If people want to know these things, they put this on and they listen. So congratulations. Really, that took me several years to get to on my first channel. And even a couple months ago on the vlog channel, that still took like several months. You did it in 2 days.
I had a lot of help. Thank you guys for watching, commenting. I really appreciate it.
So here's our second question from Kyla. We'll get to it, and we won't get to all the answers here, but it's good to read this. I would love a segment where you teach us about posing well. I've done some shoots for fun, and my hands always look awkward and want to learn from a pro. I'm the same way, where I'm always like, I don't know where to put if I don't have a beer in my hand, I'm just like, what do? You put them like, so we'll keep an eye on that for future content. And when we're looking at how they're showing off their features, like that slit, it's important to know if you're going to wear a dress with a slit, you put that left foot at 10 o'clock and you stick it out, or whatever the case may be. I don't think you actively think of this because you're a pro, but I feel like you'll have to analyze what you're doing.
Yeah, I could probably give some tips and tricks in the same way that I was just trying to show people like how I try and copycat looks. If I see something that I like, but I know it's pricey, I just look for like the details and try and replicate those details.
You got a lot. You got a lot to talk about. Everyone's been asking about your hair because you've got some no heat hair techniques you sleep in. She puts like a silk bonnet. You're gonna have a lot to get into. So just stick around. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to Tasha's channel. I'm like your hype man. I'm like, just get in there, hit that subscribe button. We hit 1,000 dead on the nose. The fact that I tuned in and it was at 1,000 is really cool. I did not plan that, so you guys got to be a part of that. And also, I should mention that the average view duration 9 minutes and 51 seconds is a very long time to get strangers to start watching your channel. So the fact that they're checking in that long says a lot. I hope
that people don't click out of this one because they're very bored.
Well, you know how it works.
I feel like I just rambled.
No. Here's what you do. And we're at the 47-minute mark, so it's like, we might as well just go to 3 hours. No, but the point is, you get them on the Bachelorette Fashion Recaps, which you already have. And then people that take any interest in the longer content, this is the place to do it. If people have interest in the longer content, you get to explain it all to them. And I just didn't want you to glaze over things because that takes away the essence of Tasha. Okay, so you did a great job, Tasha.
And I am happy to answer any specific questions about outfits or to try and find dupes for specific outfits or items if you request them. just got to give me a little time and I can record a video about
and
that
it's
in a few days.
and it's probably fair to mention that your links here are affiliate links.
Yeah.
So if people do see something you like, click through her site.
Yes,
She'll
please shop through my link because it's been hours and hours of labor.
And it's
links
pennies
together.
on the dollar, but it's just nice to know. And tag the photo if you did buy anything that Tasha recommended. And also, I know in the comment sections, people had asked about your Poshmark, which is clothes that you've worn and no longer are working for you. She's got a ton of them. We have a fashion rack right over there. So there'll be a link below. You can pin that in the comment section and people can go shop over there. I know a lot of people. I mean, the second we mentioned Tasha's Poshmark on my page, we had a ton of people. You sold like 8 items that day. It was wild. So we're going to keep Tasha busy over here. Anything that we didn't cover?
Not that I can think of, but my brain is fried.
So I'll just say this. Thank you guys so much for being so kind and supportive to Tasha over here. She's got a real talent. And any questions about things you might want to hear from her in the future, now's the time to get those in. So leave a comment what's working and what you'd like to see because, we can really make anything out of this. What I would like is to get out of the green screen and eventually and get you over there with your rack and just talking about some of the different items that bring you joy because I think...
I want to be outside.
Yeah, we'll get you outside.
Backyard.
Yeah.
I want my recording studio set up to be outside.
That just add an hour to my day. Yeah, that's a great idea. Tasha's Kentucky.
Tasha's Marks.
yeah, you get your bourbon out there. Next thing you know, it'll be sponsored by some vodka company as you sling merchandise. So, all right, we good?
I think we're good. Thank you, everyone, so much for tuning into my channel, for watching my videos, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. You guys just really boosted me in the algorithm these past 2 days, and I cannot believe we broke 1,000 subscribers. That's just wild.
You did it, honey.
I'm so grateful. I just really appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.